What's up, everybody? It is Senjiboubnov. Some of you may have known me as Muscle Metrics, but it is me. I am back doing a voiceover for this video, raw with no script, unedited, just as usual. And as you can see, I'm doing some diamond push-ups. I'm actually doing a routine that is 4 to 5 days a week of this. So it's a low volume routine training every day, basically every day. I don't recommend doing this 7 days a week, but with my clients, I honestly do believe in training muscles frequently. I believe overtraining is a central nervous system issue, according to the medical documents that we have. It is not a muscular issue. So if you are falling asleep during the day, that's when you know, okay, you're overtraining. You've got tendons and ligaments that are achy. Your muscles just feel really messed up. That is a different kind of soreness that is not lactic acid buildup, and that can be adjusted per client. But as you can see, I'm doing some hammer curls here. A lot of things have changed since I was gone. I have become Christian. I have also stopped using gear completely. I am completely natural here, and I will never use gear again. This has nothing to do with my Christian beliefs. I just simply believe that you can't keep any gains from the use of gear, that you have to stay on gear in order to keep the gains. And I am not really on board with that. I rather just stay natural completely and keep all my gains and just have a very natural looking look that doesn't look juiced up, because unfortunately I don't really have the genetics to be a competitive bodybuilder anyways, and when I take gear I just end up looking really weird and I look like a big kind of blob and it looks unnatural. It looks like I take gear, but it doesn't look good, if that makes sense. It just looks really messed up. So I personally have been natural for a long time, and honestly I don't look that much different. Like I said, gear only makes you a bigger version of you. It does not make you into a champion. It will not make you into a champion. Only genetics and good training and hard work and dedication will do that. But the genetics have to be there, and not everybody has the genetics to be a bodybuilder. It's not in the cards for everyone, and that's okay. And no, we don't have to just assume that all these guys are mega blasting mega doses, because that's not true. In the 90s, the guys used really not that crazy amounts, and still a lot of them died. I believe this stuff is dangerous. I believe that it's not the reg drug killing these guys. I believe that it's the actual gear that's enlarging their hearts, enlarging their organs, causing blood vessels to get irritated, clogging up arteries. I believe this stuff is dangerous and you should stay away from it. I've said it. I can't believe I just said it, but I've said it. I'm probably going to get a lot of comments if this video gets a lot of views, a lot of negative comments from some gear users. But yeah, I believe this stuff is dangerous and you should stay away from it. You should stay completely natural. So this is a low volume, but I'm hitting every single muscle I really possibly could here, and I am doing this every day. And I honestly believe that this works because I've done this and it does work. It's only when you start falling asleep during the day, once you start getting aches and pains, that's when you realize, okay, I'm overtraining, I got to step down a little bit. But in prison, they actually do this, and I've done this every single day. I've been doing 140 push-ups a day every morning, and I have not overtrained. So a lot of guys inside, they do this. They train every muscle every day, and it's fine, and there's really no problem. So hitting chest here, I do believe in chest flies. I'm a big compound movements guy, but some movements like lateral raises, also called side raises and flies, unless you have crazy genetics, I do believe those have to be isolated. So I do believe in isolation work, but mostly I'm a compound movement guy. I don't really believe in doing bicep curls or tricep extensions. I do them for fun, but I believe that if you're doing heavy compound movements for chest and back, then you're going to be hitting your triceps and your biceps anyways. And if they can't grow from that, they're not going to grow from anything. As you can see here, I'm doing dips. So those are blasting the triceps. If you can't get big triceps from dips, then I don't think you can get big triceps. So here I'm doing grip training. Not something you see very commonly in the gym. You kind of can get weird looks from doing this, but this will give you a firm handshake. So if you want a firm handshake, definitely do grip training. You just hold the weight like that with your fingers, and it's uncomfortable and it trains your grip. And you'll have a nice firm handshake in case anybody wants to squeeze your hand a little too hard. You can squeeze it back. Just don't be the first one squeezing. That's rude. So just me doing that. A couple things I wanted to touch on. Just all the beef we have in our little fitness community. And I feel like this is done to get views. And a lot of times, there's a lot of big egos involved, and stuff just gets out of hand, and stuff is done for attention, and stuff is done out of pride. And I think that we could just take a step back and realize that we're in a very tiny little fringe community, and we basically have like no funding, and we should really all be together. What Rich Piana was trying to delegate was we're all in this together. It's about doing whatever it takes, but actually it's not about doing whatever it takes, because you still have to have a good moral compass, a good moral values, biblical Mosaic law, really. You can't do whatever it takes. So I don't really agree with that message, although I loved Rich Piana and I miss him. And it's unfortunate that I didn't get to meet him, but that is what it is. I just believe that we as a community should be closer, and I kind of wanted to touch on something. In the past, I've made a video yelling at Mark Lobliner, and I think that was probably over the top. I did say that he doesn't care about his clients, or he doesn't care about his customers. I think that's wrong. I think he does care about his customers. I just think that sometimes things get a bit heated. And also, I would like to touch on something very important with Jerry Ward. Jerry Ward got himself involved in something very dark. And I know that these organizations with their skulls and bones, basically anything to do with skulls and bones, is already very bad news. Anything to do with secrets is already very bad news. And I've had a lot of experiences with these people. I've interacted with these people. I've sat down with these people. These people are bad news. And I've had to live with some of them. And basically, I know that from the get-go, it sounds really cool. It's like a brotherhood, but it's not. There is such thing as good, and there is such thing as evil. And I am now a super religious Christian, and Jesus Christ saved me from all this stuff. This stuff, Jerry, will make you lose your mind, and you need to stay away from it. You cannot be a part of these organizations. Even occupying your mind and talking about this kind of stuff acts as bad energy, because thoughts become realities. So I know that it seems like at the lower levels, it's all good and fine, but it's not. Jerry, these people have, at the higher levels, picked their destiny of fire and sulfur, and they're in it too far. They got blackmail on them, and they can't really leave, or there's stuff I can't really say on YouTube, Jerry, but what I'm telling you is, you need to quit this organization, and you, as a person, do not deserve the consequences of the burning fire and sulfur, because there's one of two places we're going after all this is done, and that is heaven or hell. And I do believe the historical documents about Jesus Christ are accurate, and I've personally had 3 different experiences with Jesus Christ. I've had visions, and this God saved me from that stuff, from this dark kind of stuff that you're into. So I highly recommend that you divorce yourself from this organization Mr. Jerry Ward, and read the historical documents about Jesus Christ. Read the New Testament. Start with the book of John. You could work into the book of Mark and Matthew, but I really just wish that you do that, and I wish you the best. Thank you for watching my video. Stay swole and be with God.